Hi, I'm back. This is the third week in a row I'm doing this, so that's good. Yeah, I'm still not really sure why I'm doing this. I just feel compelled to come back and make a video every week. Because the reason I'm making videos now is different than the reason I used to make videos. I mean, the main real reason I started making videos, the first one, was basically to practice talking, because I never talked ever, and I was like, this talking thing is like important to connecting with people, right? And I need to figure out how to do it. And I have thoughts and opinions, right? And I want to be able to share them, my thoughts. And I have nowhere to do that. And it was scary to share them at first, but then I kind of liked it. But now I don't really feel compelled. I don't feel a need to share my thoughts, so that's not why I'm doing this. I don't know, that's a whole other thing to dive into, like why I don't care about sharing my thoughts that much anymore. I think part of it is just being depressed. And when I was anxious before, when I started the channel, I wasn't really depressed, I don't think. So yeah, I kind of talked about like my therapy homework last week was to find a moment of joy and like notice it, but I kind of messed up my homework. That wasn't really what my homework was. I went to therapy today and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't really do it right, which is fine. But so yeah, what I did was I it was New Year's Eve, and I thought New Year's Eve would be a good day because I was going to be alone and I knew it was going to be a hard day for me. New Year's Eve for some reason is always a hard day. I think in my mind it's like the biggest, like objectively party day or something. It's like that's the day you're supposed to be around people and have a party, and I never did, so I always feel bad being alone. I even did a video, I think it's like 4 years ago, on New Year's Eve, just talking about being sad on New Year's Eve. And then the last 2 years I had a partner that I could be with, and that was much better than being alone. So I was like, okay, let's try to do this therapy homework on New Year's Eve and give me something to do. And I ordered Uber Eats from a new hamburger place because I like hamburgers. And I tried to notice, like, when I got the hamburger and like when I was watching TV, do I feel happy? What does that feel like? And I actually wrote down some notes, and I was like, oh, it kind of felt good in the moment. I was looking forward to it a little bit, but then I felt sad afterwards. And for the rest of the day, and for New Year's Day, I felt sad all day. And the point wasn't to not feel sad, it was just to notice feeling happy, kind of. It didn't feel right, and then I journaled about it, and then I was like, why didn't that feel right? And the thought that came up is, obviously, like, my goal in this part of my life is to feel happiness connecting with people, like in real time, be around people and be able to connect with them. And sometimes it's like you don't connect and it's fine or whatever, but sometimes I want to like feel connected to people and be happy. And what I was doing on New Year's Eve was in my mind like some kind of version of self-care, which is self-care is like you go out into the world and you have a hard day, people are annoying, it's too much connection, it's too much stimulation, like people, and then you want to just go home, take a shower or a bath, eat a hamburger, watch TV. And what are you doing there? The best version of that is you're disconnecting from other people and you're reconnecting to yourself. Like, what do I like? I like a shower and like sensory, like nice stuff, like warm water feels good, hamburger tastes good, TV makes me happy, like to watch people comfort show or whatever. and you're reconnecting to yourself, but you're disconnecting from everybody else because it was too much. And I'm like, I'm an expert at disconnecting. I know how to do it. So that's why it didn't feel good to do my self-care thing, because my goal isn't to be good at disconnecting from other people and reconnecting to myself. It's to connect with other people. I can't do that while I'm just eating a hamburger by myself. So yeah, when we talked in therapy about it today, my new homework was to, I don't know how I feel exactly about this, but she was like, go out into the world and you don't have to interact with anybody, but just like go for a run and try to feel neutral while you're around people. And this is what I'm like, well, I've already kind of been able to do that when I do my runs or when I go to the movie or something. I've neutralized like anxiety, so I can just go out into the world and do stuff and not really be anxious and be neutral. So I feel like we can kind of skip to the second part of whatever she wants to do. But yeah, basically just trying to work on like, when I interact with people, it doesn't feel right. And that's like, at this point, just like validate that that's okay. Like, it's okay that it doesn't feel right to me. And we're going to try to figure out why. Yeah, it's hard. And I was thinking about interacting with people this week and just being like, well, depression is a part of it. Like when you're depressed, like I am, I don't want to talk to anybody. So how much of it is that? And should I just take a pill to make me happier so that I can work on this stuff? I don't know. I mean, the 3 times that I went to therapy so far, afterwards I felt better, like some kind of progress of explaining how I'm feeling and having somebody understand and be like, we're going to work on it. No solution really yet. I haven't solved anything at all. But I think it felt better working towards something. Yeah, I'm just in a weird headspace now. I think the best way to describe it is just like a little bit unmoored. Like I had a bunch of unmooring events happen to me. Family members dying and like moving and bad breakup. And now it's like I'm not sure who I am exactly. Which is not great. We kind of drilled into like thoughtfulness and like introspection. Sometimes I don't like saying like, oh, I'm so thoughtful, because it kind of sounds pretentious, but I don't think I'm any more thoughtful than anybody else in the world on a bell curve. I'm probably in the middle, but I am more prone, for whatever reason, maybe because of like the thoughtfulness and like introversion and like some other stuff mixed together, and I get trapped in there, and I don't know how to get thoughts out when I need to. Other people seem to be better at untangling their thoughts and like saying them to people, and that's where I struggle. But yeah, I think the incongruence of my feeling like ugh is that this is kind of what I thought of like right after therapy, and I wanted to like explore it more. I'm going to talk about it next time, but the incongruence, like when I try to connect with people, I told her like, I don't feel like I'm being myself. I don't know how to be myself. When you connect with somebody, how you connect is like, you are Anthony, and then you bring Anthony into a situation, and then the other person brings who they are, and then you connect. You're like, oh, that's Anthony, and that's Greg, and they're making a connection because they're being themselves and doing stuff together. But like when I go into an interaction, I don't bring Anthony. I just bring like this blank thing that's just like, it's cold out today, isn't it? And I don't know. It's dumb to say like small talk or whatever, but cliche. And I don't hate small talk. I like talking about the weather sometimes. I don't know. But the thing that feels like the main thing that feels like I'm not bringing me into an interaction is I am thinking a lot all the time, having thoughts about stuff. And maybe they're dumb thoughts. They're not like, it's not like I'm a genius or whatever, but it's like busy up here. But it's not busy. I'm not bringing that busyness to people. And I feel like that's like the incongruence, right? Like I'm not bringing myself to people. They're not seeing the real me, which is like a bunch of like dumb, stupid thoughts and feelings about whatever's happening or making jokes or whatever. Yeah, and the therapist brought this up and other people have brought it up. It's like, well, you don't have to be talkative. Like, I know society wants you to be extroverted and they like you don't have to meet that expectation of what society wants. But I'm like, I don't know if that's me, if that's true. I don't know. I am a quiet person and I am introverted. But why does it feel like I'm like, I don't know. Does that make any sense? Because yeah, I'll tell like, and people like they say like you're a quiet introverted person. Like that's my personality, which is kind of true, but also kind of true that I'm like have a lot of thoughts and I want to connect with people and be dumb and like share my feelings and stuff with people all the time. That's also true. Is that some kind of paradox happening or what? Is it can that person exist in the world or will he explode? Tune in next week to find out on another episode of Will Anthony Explode When He Walks Outside? Or is that just called being a person? I don't know. That was the other thought like that I had is this like I never had to be a person until recently, and it's hard, guys. It's hard to be a person. That's why, like, my body was protecting me from all this stuff. Like, it was a good reason, like, to my brain being like, don't go outside, don't talk to people. This is hard. It's hard. It's hard to do it right. The only right way to do it is to do it wrong. Which is crazy. Alright, that's it. Too long. I went over. Okay. So yeah, if anybody's watching, you can leave a comment and say hi. I'll talk about anything with you. I don't know what I'm doing. If you're out there, I hope you have a good 2026. We'll see what happens. Can't be worse than last year, right? We say that every year. But for me, really, how could it be much worse than last year? Anyway, alright. Okay. I'll smell you later. Bye.